So I got asked on how to better color or shade this wonderful piece of art, and I just want to show some examples of what to do. So we've got some wonderful base colors here, but what you would do is you would go into the color palette and you would bring it down by about 2 shades, and that would be a good shadow to start with. To start with the wings, we see that it's almost a feather-like. We'd go from the joint. The joint is up here, almost hidden. So we would start up here and using fine to broad strokes down. This is going over because this is a screenshot. But fine points down. And then to better give a sense of body, we would round the bottom slightly to make it look more like it's actually taking up space. And then as for over here, since this is a joint, this would get darker. Just really quickly here. Now, with the shadow, they've already got a great sense of shadow and depth with this, with the joint skin. So we would take that color again, and we would put it 2 shades up. Most coloring will always work in a line. So if it's up here, down here would be the actual shadow coming back up, and then it'd be slider up. If you really want to get fancy, you would heighten the hue slightly. See how that looks? Looks a little bit too bright, so we're going to try again. Just going to bring it up just a touch and highlight this muscle. Highlight this muscle structure. And, whoop, never mind. Highlight this muscle structure here. We would also use the same color to lighten along the edge and the wrinkles in the actual skin. Now this looks a little bit harsh, so this is where I would take a blend or a very small smudge and just smooth this out a little bit. And that already is starting to look more flesh tone. With the actual forearm here, I would keep this sharp part to show where the muscle ends and blend it out because it's a circle. With coloring, it's all about pushing and pulling values. What a value is light to dark. So a light would be up here, mid-tone, dark tone. And if you smudge these all together, they will eventually create a really good flesh tone. But as for the actual skin, we're going to take a bit of this highlight, nice big broad brush, and bring it back down. If you really want a really sharp point or a very crisp line on where the skin meets, follow it exactly along the shadow and keep it broad. Don't work on the finer details until you've got this part down. And just smooth this out. And this is just the basis of how to do leather or folds, not only just with wings, but also with fabrics. Because if you smooth this out, it makes it look like it's folding in on itself and has a value. You can even do a bit with the darker areas to make it really pop and have it come out. And then even with the scales, same principle. If we take the scale, bring it 2 tones over. So since the shadow part is already going to the top of the page, the shadows and highlights need to follow that as well, even with the wings. So what you would do is you would just bring this down and just round it a bit more. And if you really want to get fancy, you could do half of the scale to show that it's actually curving. Do a quick smudge, especially towards the base. And using the same color, exact same color that they used, bring this over and highlight. Because if you can highlight that edge and smooth it down, it brings it out. So this is what I mean by bringing something forward or back. What we're doing right now with this high tone is we're bringing the tips of these scales forward. We're bringing this part of the art forward compared to the wings. And if you want to bring the wings even more, you would take this original, you would go to a new layer, you would turn that to an overlay, use a brighter color, get a softer pencil, make sure it's nice big, and honestly, even an airbrush. And just heighten these values just a bit more. So with this, I'm doing small taps, because if you do it really hard, it will block out and it looks like it's being burnt. But if you do this, even on a different color, such as like blue or green, matching the skin tone a little bit better, that's how some of the ways you can color and bring it forward. Let me know what you think.